Any sales tips for someone? Let's say that they are getting in front of their target audience and they're struggling to actually close them. Any tips there?
Yeah, absolutely. So this will go right into our training, actually. We can segue into that after this, but a great sales tip is a lot of people when they're starting out, they're thinking about themselves. They're worried about, okay, I need to pay some bills. So that's the mindset they have going into a sales, if it's a sales call or if you're meeting with somebody, your mindset is, okay, I got to close this guy. I got to get this money. I got to, I got to be able to feed myself next week. But the problem is that's not what the other person's thinking. They're not thinking about how you need to eat. They're thinking about how they need to eat and how they need to get and grow their business.
Right.
So the number one sales tip I would say is just stop, write on a piece of paper the top 3 problems that you're planning on solving for this company. And it sounds so cheesy, and I used to hear that advice all the time, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Seriously, write down the 3 things that you're going to solve for them and bring those 3 things up. Now, how do you find out what problems you're solving for them? You ask them. And when you ask them, they'll tell you. They say, so, if you're having a conversation with somebody, there's a reason, Mr. Prospect, that we're talking. Can you tell me why we're talking? And they'll give you some good reasons. And you use that and say, look, it sounds like you have X, Y, Z problem. So I've been doing this for X amount of time, so I can solve this problem for you. So if you're interested in getting this solved, then, here are my services, here's my offer. So don't forget that the other person is there selfishly for them. So always put your mindset in their shoes. Just think about them and what it is that they really want. And that's just how you win.
I love it. That's great sales advice. I always love getting in the mind of sales because, like you said, sales cures all. It doesn't even matter if you're running an agency, if you're a real estate agent, if you're in business, and no matter how good your product or your service is, if you can't sell it, nothing else matters. And that's why in that first and second year, that figuring out that sales process and what works for your client base is so important.
Maybe they're not getting enough appointments. They're not filling their calendar. Or the business owner maybe wants to step out of their ownership role and let somebody else run it while they're off doing something else. So whatever level of customer you're looking for, write it down so you have a great idea of what you're looking to solve.